You may recall, powers can be used to represent repeated multiplication of the same factor. For example, 2 times 2 times 2 can be represented as 2 cubed. 5 times x times x times x is just 5 times x cubed or 5x cubed. And you should also know that any number can be represented as the number to the power of 1. For example, 9 is equal to 9 to the power of 1. So let's begin with the 5 index laws. Law 1. Law 1 states a to the m times a to the n is equal to a to the m plus n. Now, this basically states that if you're multiplying two numbers with the same base, and it will result in the same base to the power of the exponents added together. So, for example, 2 to the 5 times 2 to the 4 is equal to just keeping the same base, 2 to the power of the addition of the exponents, which is 5 and 4, which is equal to 2 to the power of 9. And also if we take 2 times 2 to the 8, it's just, you know that 2 is the same as 2 to the 1, so it's just 2 to the 1 plus 8, which is equal to 2 to the 9. Let's move on to a question with variables. So we have 3a squared b times 4ab cubed. So to break this question down, we look at like terms. Like terms in this question are 3 and 4. So 3 and 4, they are like terms. A squared and a are like terms. So a squared and a. And b cubed are like terms. So what you want to do is just do 3 times 4 times a squared times a times b cubed. And just multiplying them together, you get 12 times a squared times a. Remember, a is just a to the 1, so it's a to the 2 plus 1, which is a cubed, times b is b to the 1, b to the 1 plus 3 is just b to the 4. And putting it together, it's just 12a cubed b4. Now you can't do anything further because there's no common like terms. All of them are different, and hence that's the final answer. Let's move on to the second law. The second law is the division law, and it states a to the m divided by a to the n is equal to a to the m minus n. This can also be written as a to the m over a to the n. Now, let's do some questions. For example, m to the 7 divided by m to the 5 is equal to m to the 7 minus 5, which is m squared. Same base. It's the complete opposite of the multiplication law. The base is the same. Instead of adding, you're subtracting the exponents. So you get 7 minus 5 and you get m squared. Let's do a question with variables. 4x squared y5 divided by 8xy squared. In a question like this, I would suggest making it a fraction. With this, you just look at like terms. You can break this fraction up like this. 4 over 8 are like terms times x squared and x are like terms, so x squared over x times y5 over y squared. Here, you can just simplify. 4 over 8 is the same as a half, times x squared over x is x to the 2 minus 1. 1 is here, remember, so it's x times y to the 5 divided by y squared, which is y to the 5 minus 2, which is y cubed. And just putting it together, it's xy cubed over 2. Can't simplify any further, and that's the final answer. Let's move on to law 3. Now, Law 3. In the beginning, I said there were 5 laws, but Law 4 and 5 are essentially involved with Law 3. They're subsets of Law 3, basically. So Law 3 states a to the m in brackets, an exponent on the outside, is equal to a to the m times n. Law 4 states that a times b to the n is equal to a to the n times b to the n. And Law 5 states that a over b to the m is equal to am over bm. Now, these laws, do not be confused. There's no need to memorize all of them. They are just involved with Law 3, which is a to the m in brackets n. Now let's do some questions to make sense of this. A cubed to the 4 is just, remember, a to the 3 times 4, which is a to the 12. Same base, and the exponents multiply together, it's a to the 12. In this question, 2y5 to the 3. Now, in the brackets, it's just 2 times y to the 5 cubed. And you can't just consider this and do 5 times 3 and say the answer is 2 times y to the 15. No. 2 is also in the brackets, so 2 must also go to the power of 3. So it's actually 2 cubed times y to the 5 times 3, which is 15. Now, 2 cubed is just 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8, y 15. And that's your final answer. Now let's move on to this question, which combines Law 3 basically. 3x squared over 5y squared z in brackets, exponent of 3 outside. Now let's break this problem down. This is just 3 cubed times x to the 2 times 3 on the numerator. So it's just 3 cubed times x to the 2 times 3, which is 6, over numerator is 5 cubed times y to the 2 times 3, which is 6, times z to the 1 times 3, which is z cubed. Now, putting it together, 3 times 3 times 3 is 27 times x to the 6 over 5 cubed is 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125, y6 z cubed. And you cannot simplify any further, so that will be your final answer. You can see that they're all the same term and then there's no like terms. They're all unique. Now, let's try this question, which combines all the laws we have covered in this video so far. So 3 times xy squared cubed times 4 times x4 y squared over 8x squared y. Now, let's break this question down. The 3 here, you may think that it's 3 cubed, but no. The 3 is not inside the bracket, so you will not be doing 3 cubed. So you just write it as 3 times, in the bracket, we learned it's x cubed times y to the 2 times 3, so x cubed times y to the 2 times 3, y to the 6, times 4 times x4 times y squared. That's just breaking this part down into, over 8x squared y. Now let's combine like terms in the numerator. Like terms are 3 and 4, x cubed and x to the 4, and y to the 6 and y squared. So that's just 3 times 4, which is 12, x cubed times x4, which is x to the 3 plus 4, x to the 7, and y to the 6 times y squared is y to the 6 plus 2 is y to the 8, over 8x squared y. Now this is just a division, so it's 12 on 8 times x to the 7 on x squared times y to the 8 on y. And now we can simplify this. 12 over 8 is 3 on 2 times x to the 7 over x squared is x to the 7 minus 2x to the 5 times y to the 8 over y is y to the 7. Putting it together, 3x5 y7 over 2. And you can't simplify any further, and hence that's the final answer. Okay, let's move on to the zero power. The zero power states any number to the power of 0 is equal to 1, no matter the number. So if we have 10,000 to the 0, that's just 1. And that's because we can show this by doing, how about, let's say we have 100 to the 10 divided by 100 to the 10. This is just a division power, that is equal to 100 to the 10 minus 10, which is 100 to the 0. And remember, any number divided by itself is just 1. 100 to the 10 and 100 to the 10 are the same number, and hence the answer is 1. So any number to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, let's look at some questions. 4a to the power of 0. That is equal to, now in this, 4 does not go to the power of 0. 4 does not go to the power of 0. The power of 0 only applies to the base that is involved with it, and the base is a. So it's 4 times a to the 0, which is 4 times a to the 0 is 1. That's just 4. 2p to the 0 plus to the 0. That's just 2 times p0 plus. And now look, in this bracket you have a whole number. When you have a number to the 0, it's in brackets, so it's just 3 to the 0 times p to the 0. You get 2 times p to the 0 is 2, plus 3 to the 0 is 1, times p to the 0 is 1. So it's just 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So when you see this in brackets and the exponent is 0, just know that it's 1. The final answer is 3. So that's basically the end of the video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and see you later.